Hello guys, this is Ben from the Southron Bannermen. Thank you very much for listening to the first episode. This isn't how we're normally going to do the intro, but we had a few technical issues with sound quality for this episode, so this is a little bit of a warning. Ryan in particular jumps around a little bit. I had a baby, unfortunately, that wouldn't go to sleep, so sometimes you'll hear him in the background. This is something we're hoping to improve on for the next few episodes, so hopefully it won't ruin the enjoyment of this episode. I've done my best to edit it as I can. So thank you very much for listening. Thanks very much for supporting and joining us. Hi guys, and welcome to the first episode of the Southron Bannermen. This is a new podcast that we're going to be doing bi-weekly at the moment. I am the host for this evening, Ben, and I'm joined by Ryan Wood.
Hiya.
Possibly a slight delay on that end. And also joined by Joe Zimmer.
Hey.
Okay, Joe doesn't have a delay, so hopefully this will all work well on that side of it. So yeah, guys, first episode. Anyone nervous?
A little bit.
Not at all.
I'm sure we'll be fine.
Not at all. Ryan, confident as ever. So, I guess we should cover, well, Joe, what are we talking about today?
Well, I wish I knew that I was going to be asked this question, so I could have written down the list. But we are going to be talking about Blackwater Bay, the new tournament regulations, and a little about the next pack that's coming out in a week or two.
Awesome. Okay. I'm also going to cover a little bit about who we are. And
oh, yeah.
Ryan, as you've not said much, who are you and how did you get into Game of Thrones?
Sure, I'll kick it off. So I'm Ryan Wood. I started playing Thrones back in 2002.
2002.
Picked it up while I was at university as a... 2012, sorry. 2002 would have been ridiculous.
I was about to say, I thought you were younger than me. Bloody hell.
Alright, should we start that again?
Yeah.
Dear me. I started playing Thrones back in 2012. I was at university. Picked it up with my friends, just a sort of board game, really. They just a course set. Played like that for about a year or so. Then I moved to America for my masters. Whilst there, realised there was a local meta, the Boston meta, and started going along every Sunday. Played for about 6 or so hours every Sunday. Got to know a lot of the American players, and they sort of taught me how to play competitively and become a good player. And been playing quite a lot, to be honest. Go to as many tournaments as I can. Do fairly well.
Yeah, do alright.
Yeah, not too bad.
And so was Thrones your kind of first competitive game?
Yeah, Thrones has been my first and only game, really. I've never played any other card game. Recently I've been playing Lord of the Rings a little, but that's cooperative rather than competitive, so...
Oh, cool.
In that regard, but...
I say, Joe, so how did you get into Thrones?
I think I started playing in about 2014. One of my friends decided he was going to pick it up, and I'd been sort of craving a card game for a while, so I decided I'd buy into it. Picked up the core set and the Lords of Winter, and stuck with Stark for a while. Got my ass kicked every single time I went to a game night kit by Craven from Banner Behind the Throne, and didn't really have much hope for first ed, so when they announced they were rebooting it, I went and played Conquest for about a year, then picked up second ed as soon as it came out, and I've been going at it for the last 9 months now.
Okay, so and again, any other competitive games before Thrones, like Games Workshop or anything like that, or?
Not really. I played Magic when I was younger. Helped sort of pick up the card games a bit. But yeah, before second ed, Conquest was my main one.
Oh, cool. So I guess in that respect, I'm going to be the oddity here because I've played a lot of games competitively. I started off as a lot of people do, although apparently not you two, with Games Workshop games when I was a kid. My uncle got into games, wanted to play Games Workshop stuff. We went into a shop, he didn't get into it, and I did. So yeah, and I actually ended up working for him for a bit, but Blood Bowl was my first real competitive tournament game, which I got fairly good at. Won a few sort of regional level events, but it's a dead game in that the rules weren't changing, so I kind of got a bit bored. I kind of, could look at a team and know the matchup almost immediately. A bit like we've had for the last 2 months, in fact. After that, I started playing Flames of War, a World War II game. Did a podcast, a website for that. Break for Assault. If anyone is even vaguely interested, look it up. And then about a year ago, I started playing card games. Got into Netrunner. Really enjoyed it. Bought all the cards in about 3 months. My wife did not appreciate the bank balance dropping that much. And of course, because of that, because I enjoyed it so much and saw Throne second edition, I thought, I don't want to be spending 400 quid again to get into a game, so I'm going to get into it from day one. And I didn't quite do from day one, but pretty close. And yeah, the Bournemouth meta's growing a bit, ish. It was quite nice, Ryan coming down to one of our games nights, or games night kits, beating us all, and I kind of realised that just up the road there was this slightly bigger meta with slightly better players, and yeah, I've been enjoying it ever since.
Cool.
Yeah, we should probably explain the name based on that.
It is probably a good idea, yeah, explain the name. I guess, Ryan, you're the best man from that, as you're the one who introduced myself to the Southern Bannermen.
So Southron Bannermen, it was just Little Smith, back in version 1 by Kevin Richardson. Helped him promote the group when it started. And as Ben just said, we've got another meta just up the road in Bournemouth, on the south coast of England. So we decided to stick with the Southron Bannermen name for the podcast. Southron being what the people down in Martel, down in Dawn are referred to. So the Martels are known as the Southron.
Does that mean we can only play Martel from now on? I'm not complaining if that is the case. I quite like Martel.
Oh yeah, it's the only thing you're allowed. Yeah.
Because it kind of I guess now it kind of incorporates Bournemouth to Brighton, or does it go a bit further than Brighton?
I can't think of any other South Coast methods, to be honest. I think that's about as far as it goes.
Yeah, saying in Brighton we had quite a small meta, and Portsmouth was one of the first places we went, hence why we got introduced to the group. I think it was the first winter tournament, maybe the second.
Just for the Store Champs?
Yeah, it was a pretty early tournament, so it was our first chance to actually go and do an event. So I think all of our Brighton meta went down at the time, all 4 of us. Okay,
I'm hoping it's growing a bit since then.
I think we're up to about 5 or 6 now, but our events are doing a lot better. We have quite a good attendance for our kits.
I guess talking about a good attendance, we could bridge that into Blackwater, which had a very good attendance this year.
Yeah, I think it was 93.
Yeah, 87.
Oh, 87, that was it.
Oh. Yeah, I believe it was 87, with the 87 being Rich Walker.
Yeah, he did not do well, did he?
But somehow wasn't put on the dropped list, so still had 0 points.
Oh, is that why? Right, I did wonder how he could have come bottom.
Yeah, he didn't turn up with a few of the Northampton people didn't come along in the end, so he had 0 points.
See, that does make a lot more sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't know, Ryan, if you want to tell the story of how you got to your Stark deck, because the video's up on a very good YouTube channel. That's all right, I guess.
Should we start with Joe's results first, so that we can go through the Swiss and then into the Cup?
Is that because you want to start high and work your way down, Ryan?
Yeah, pretty much.
So, Jay, you were playing Stark Filthy?
Yes.
Bit of a normal Stark Filthy.
Yeah, so I'd been wanting to play Stark Filthy probably for a few weeks. I've been practicing it up till then. Decided I'd take it along with me. Wasn't probably not my greatest day. I think it's probably my worst tournament result at this point now, which was a little disappointing.
It's quite a fair bit to go for your worst tournament result, I guess.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So, do you want to talk through the games? I don't know how you want to do it, but explain what went wrong with the deck on the day?
I will try my best. Well, the problem I've sort of finding is didn't feel like there was too much wrong. So yeah, overall my score was 2-1-4, and as I had sort of complained a lot on the day, 5 of my games went to time, I think, 4 of which were mod. I might have to double check that. So my first game was against a Tiled Kraken, and that was a mod win for me. And the last turn, after time, I think we both ended up on No, I ended up on 14 because my opponent just managed to pull Dom in the last round, stopping me from winning when I was pretty sure I'd got it. I think that kind of set the tone for my whole day at that point, because a mod win on your first win's not great, especially in a tournament that size. You need every win you can get. So went into my second round. I mean, that was Evan. I'm not 100% sure his name. He came king of the Swiss, and he had a starter Philly deck as well. That was pretty much the epitome of a mirror match. He got his 3 renowns out. I only got 2. Couldn't really do much. He just slowly took it from me and couldn't go from there.
It is one of the problems with mirror matches. If the other opponent gets a couple of key characters out before you do, it can be a real uphill struggle.
Yeah. Basically, the whole game was we were playing exactly the same cards. I think our board was exactly the same. He just had Blackfish and I didn't. It was horrible. It was just because I just was sat there and I was like, I can't win. There is nothing I can do to win this game unless he completely messes up.
And as he came king of Swiss, I imagine he was a pretty good player.
Yeah, like he eventually.
Evan's a fantastic player.
Yeah.
At the regionals and at the expo a couple of weeks back, he won the Netrunner and then topped the Swiss.
Oh, he won the Netrunner.
He won Netrunner and then topped the Swiss in Thrones as well.
So he did a Tagore, just a reverse.
Well, so yeah.
Well, yeah, you got to be pretty damn good to do that.
Yeah. So then, third game was against Keb, and she was playing Barrow Rose. That kind of just went completely in my favour. I got my renowns out. I drew 2 ice. I killed Robert and Stannis, and it kind of just snowballed very quickly. So just before lunch, I was on 2-1 with a mod win. Wasn't feeling too bad. Was pretty confident I might be able to pull it after lunch. Then everything went downhill. So I got back after lunch. My first game, I can't remember his name. I'm pretty sure he was one of the French players who came over, and he was playing Barafilty, and that was quite a close game, but it ended in a complete draw. We both had about 12 power at the end, I think, and yeah, so there's not really much can be done about that.
Obviously, that wouldn't be able to happen anymore now, would it?
No, not anymore. I have no idea what they would have been if with the new rules. But yeah, it's not one of the results you really expect.
No.
I think I had a choice in the game where I got my ice off and I could either kill Stannis or Robert. Robert had some power on him and Stannis was keeping all my board down at that point. And I opted to kill Robert, thinking I could then stand my board the next turn. But the next turn came around and he managed to milk my Rob, which kind of eventually led to me pulling it off. But if I didn't kill the Rob, I think he would have won it, going by how close the power was. So I think I ultimately made the right call, but there's not really much you can prepare you just for a milk on top of deck.
And it's one of those things, because I think I've only ever seen one true draw, and that was actually the Brighton Store Championship.
Oh yeah, that was between Gian and Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't happen often, but it's a pain when it does. So, yeah, that was the second of my games at time. So next game I was against Andreas, so I was a little worried about this game. Anyway, he was playing Martel Stag, and that also went to time. He managed to win it, but I think a lot of it came down to that he opened with Iron. Well, within one turn, he had Iron Throne, Chamber of the Painted Table, and Gendry out. So he got a nice little sort of power boost off that. At which point, even though he wasn't getting any more power off me, I think he ended on about 8 power to my 3. This is after 60 minutes. Like, the problem came down that I only drew 1 renowned character, and anything I pushed, he would take back. So I was never getting anywhere, nor was he. I think if I drew...
How many rounds was that?
I don't even think it was that many. It wasn't being played that fast. It might have been plot 6 or so.
Even so, by plot 6, I only have like 9-3. That's...
Yeah, it wasn't going anywhere fast. And I think if I got one more renowned character, I could have maybe swung it, but just that power boost at the beginning and any attack I would have done on him meant he would have just swung back at me and then got the power back, or the Dom, which is just too powerful for him.
Right.
So yeah, that was my third game at time of the day. So after lunch, I'd gone to time twice and had a break, so I was pretty stressed. That was my sixth game.
I was just say, yeah, quick. I guess I hadn't thought about that, because obviously a lot of tournaments you finish your game in 20 minutes or so, you get a nice big break.
Yeah.
But because your games keep going to time, you're not getting that break.
Yeah, and
they only gave a 20-minute lunch break as well. So
20-minute lunch break. Oh.
So I was okay with the lunch break because my game against Keb went pretty quickly. But yeah, after lunch I did not have a break. I was just game to game. So yeah, my sixth game was against Miguel, who was playing Lanny Dragon, and he beat me after time, I think, or very close to time. But I had all three of my renowned characters out. I was doing pretty well. Then he managed to draw it into 2 nightmares and milk my Caitlyn to get Miri off twice on Blackfish and Rob. Yeah, not much I could do. I was like, oh great.
Oh man.
So I watched about 5 power fall down the drain and watched Ed sit on his own, and then he just sort of pushed past on the renown. It's not much you can do about a double nightmare.
Painful.
No, there's not much at all. Yeah.
And then at that point I think I'm 2-3 at that point. And my last game is against Tamas Selbach, a very famous Night's Watch player who I saw play in Paris, who made the cut, and he was playing his Night's Watch again. And that game also went to time with me on another mod loss, in which I didn't really draw any renown. My whole game, I think I had about 5 characters out, and I was just constantly drawing into attachments. And I was drawing Milk of the Poppies, and I could only milk one of his things. That was worth it. I was drawing Ices, and he had aim out. I just wasn't getting anywhere. I think on my last turn, I warded Samuel Tarley just to take one of his cards. I think, that ended on 13-8 because I couldn't stop the ball as much as I tried. So, overall, my day was I came about 55th or 65th, I can't remember exactly, with a score of 214. And that is my worst tournament score to date. I've never gone below even.
Did you do anything on the Sunday?
At least you got a full house of all the different types of results you can get.
I told to Gore, he wouldn't give me a play mat. Everyone was doing all these other fancy tricks.
Oh. Man,
I didn't play on Sunday. I think after that I was pretty stressed, and we went after about an hour or 2 at the pub.
And it's one of those things when you get a tournament like that where 1 or 2 games which really come down to a decision here or there or a bit of luck here and there make a massive difference to the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, I think looking back on it, I was kind of on the tilt after the first game, getting a mod win, because I was really hoping to maybe make the cut on that day. I was pretty confident. I've been having some very good tournaments up to that day. I'd gone 4-0 in my last 3 tournaments. So going on a mod win on my first game kind of just made me not very confident, because I knew if I'd made at least 5-2, I needed 6-1, because 5-2 wasn't enough anymore.
Right.
So
because you as soon as my games. Yeah.
As soon as my game started taking more time after lunch, I think it was just stressing me out a lot. And I was starting to worry that they were all going to go to time, which all of my games after lunch did. It was making it a lot harder to play.
Yeah, because because you put that extra pressure on yourself at that point that you need to get the game done.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I didn't really want to say to people, there was quite a few times I was could you just, please hurry up? Didn't want to say it because I know I'm not always the fastest player, but I was playing as sort of as fast as I could at this point.
Yeah.
Just try and make sure games weren't going to time, but they all went to time after lunch.
Yeah, and then obviously at that point you don't want to seem like a bit of an arse, but
yeah,
at the same time it's hurting you by not just saying that, can you hurry up a bit?
Yeah, sometimes you just have to tell them to hurry up.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Well, I guess Ryan then. Did you do any better than that?
A little, maybe.
Yeah. You sure?
Yeah, I was also playing Starfieldy. Slightly different build to Joe's. Going up to Blackwater, I wasn't really sure what to play. So I had with me a standard Starfieldy, a Lanny Dragon, which were the two decks I'd taken to the last two regionals, and a Tyrell Lion deck that I'd been messing around with the week before in Brighton. So I was edging more towards that.
Okay. And you've been doing very well with.
Yeah. So I was edging more towards that, just to play something a bit different. And it turned out there was only one Tyrell player in the entire tournament, out of 87 people.
Yeah. So underestimated powerhouse.
Yeah. So I was staying at Tagor's the night before, and we were talking through various deck ideas, and I explained to him how I'd encountered it on Octagon a few days prior, a really weird Starfieldy deck that just seemed to splurge as many characters on the board as it could. I think this was David Brereton.
Yeah.
We played the Octagon League, so original props go to him for inspiring me to build this deck. So we pulled out Tagor's cards and basically threw down every single start character we got. It was good, which is most of them. All the good 6-cost uniques, threw in 3 copies of each. So I was running about 12 6-costers, I believe. Threw in King Rob's army as well. The whole point of the deck was go big, throw it down as much as you can. And the plot lineup is pretty boring, but effective. It's just basically gold. 4 that are 5 gold. Trading, just 10 gold. And then 2 marching orders, which is very rare. But so the difference in this deck is that it was running absolutely no attachments and no events. So marching orders wasn't actually that bad. It was pretty damn good.
Because obviously me and Joe commentated on the game for the YouTube channel. You playing that game, and we couldn't believe the deck when we were watching it. It was just crazy, but it did seem to work, and he said he's won pretty much every game with it.
Yeah. So yeah, I threw it together on about midnight before Blackwater. Threw it in my bag. Hadn't decided yet whether to play that on the Tyrell deck, and then went with it in the end on the day. And yeah, did pretty well with it. Considering I hadn't tested at all, I was pretty impressed with how it went. There's a few changes I'll make to it now, but after initial impressions of it were it's a very strong deck. So,
how did your first few games go?
Round 1 in the Swiss, I was against a French player, Baptiste, who was playing a Targ Lion. Though I don't think he actually saw any Targ cards at all during the game. Pretty much just Jamie, Tyrion, and the Hound, those 3, doing their thing. It was a fairly simple game for my deck. Just got my big guys out with their renown. Lanny had not particularly great power icon thread, and it was just fairly easy to focus on the power challenge and just win from there. Second game was against another French player. So he was playing Starfieldy. This game was very neck and neck for probably a good 40 minutes. And then the game flipped over entirely based on a card that I just want to name on play over here, which was Arya's Gift.
I was using that briefly.
Yeah, I've never seen it played.
Yeah, I used to use it to move milks, but Radichet's Raiders does it better.
Yeah, so what happened was last challenge of the round, he was second player. He did a military just with Eddard. I had enough to defend it. I did. He then played Arya's Gift to move Ice across and killed my cage, spanned the game around really. From there on, he was to trigger all this stuff, which I was stopping with Caitlin. Didn't have Winterfell out, so I could have just used Winterfell in that challenge. But I completely forgot that Arya's Gift was actually a card.
I think we've all been there. There's a card come out we haven't expected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Light Warm Rain's my one that I normally forget exists, and randomly comes out.
Do you remember who the French player was? I can't remember if you said the name.
Yeah, so the first French player was Baptiste. Second round was QT.
Oh, QT, yeah. Because I had a similar situation in France where I was playing against the Lanny Stark. I can't remember. I don't know his proper name, but that was his handle. And I had 2 characters alive, and I was like, I'll kill a Jupiter Mountain. He's not going to have Tears of Lys on this intrigue challenge. Does an intrigue challenge, plays Tears of Lys. So, oh, great. Those French are tricky with their card picks.
So a Stark deck was running Tears of Lys?
Yeah, it completely caught me off guard as Lanny. It lost me the game.
Well, just quickly, was there a lot of international players?
Oh yeah, quite a few.
15 to 20 maybe?
20, 30. It was like in the Netherlands.
No, because it's because obviously I know like all the Road to Star like events have a lot of people from other countries go to them. It's just something I'm not quite used to seeing.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what nationalities were represented. There was quite a few French. There was probably an Italian and a Spanish or 2. There's 4 Netherlands. Something in there. It's a good mix. There's from Hungary or Game Freak, named Lanny Wolf, who just managed to outrush me. Going into the last turn, we were both on like 14 power. It was just a question of who won initiative that round. And I think the only plot I had left was a marching orders, which is only 3 initiative. So I wasn't going to do it. Sneak attack anyway. That might have been the game where I played sneak attack.
So
can't remember exactly. But
so you were 1 win and 2 at this point.
The 2 losses were very close at that point. So I outright effectively to make it into the cup. So round 4, he started by playing and set up the 2 core Lannister locations that give you the extra intrigue challenge and the draw. So Octavius will be one of those crossing decks that try to focus on the multiple intrigues rather than one of each. And he had a fairly nice start. Well, that's his only real sort of weakness right now, is that their power icon distribution isn't that great.
No.
So as soon as I saw Rob and John, I could pretty much go to town with the Renown and stand my whole board and do the same again.
So you're just battering with your power?
Yeah, it wasn't even a very long game. I think it was over within 10, 15 minutes, if that. Which gave me a nice long break for the next game.
Cool.
Round 5 was another Stark Fealty and another French player. It's the 3rd French person I played. His name, I'm not sure, because it was he said his name was Sad Year. So not sure what his actual name is, unless his name actually is Sad Year. Seems unlikely, but
well, if it is, you've just offended him if he listens.
Well, his first name and his last name on the pairings was Sad Year, so seems unlikely, but I suppose that is my name. Sad
Year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, this game went to time actually. I won in the last round, so I got a full win. But it went to time. Both playing Stark Fealty, had almost identical boards. This was Winterfell Castle on my end. Solid all 2 matches, which I'll talk again later for the top 4 game. So yeah, he had built some of my guys of renown and had all of his own guys of renown, so he was catching up with me. But I was able to make sure I kept winning the power challenges on the defense due to the castle.
Right.
And stalled the game out. And then going into the last round, 14 Maori.
I can imagine that mirror matchup, the Winterfell Castle, really gives you a benefit.
Oh yeah, it is the key card in the mirror match. So useful,
I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, that gives that small the edge you need. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's not even smaller. Say you've both got Rod and Blackfish out, and they want to win a power military challenge. You've got an extra 6 on top of what they've got automatically.
Yeah.
Castle.
Yeah.
And this stacks up really easily because they've got a lot of good unique stock. And most of them are military power, like Bicons, even stuff like Hoda. So it just stacks up.
So that made you 3 and 2?
Yep, 3 and 2. Still had 2 more rounds to go. Round 6 was against a Bower Rose deck, who had pretty much the ideal start for him. Turn 1 had Robert triple duped with a Seal of the Hand and Mel.
Nice.
That wasn't bad.
Yeah.
And he kept winning initiative every round, which was a pain because he'd filthy someone, he'd mail someone, and then he'd intimidate 2 people with Edard, with Robert.
Yeah.
Which was a nightmare. Didn't see Rob, but I did see everyone else. So eventually, I just had a big enough board where he couldn't know everyone, and he ran out of law. Got to the point where I flopped down King Rob's host and was able just to win the military and basically get 2 as well as the normal power challenge.
I still can't believe that's a thing. I really just.
King Rob's host is amazing. It was so good today.
You can dupe it as well, which is something I only realised yesterday or something when I was looking through the cards.
Yeah, it's unique. So I duped it a couple of times throughout the day.
And of course, being unique, it works with Winterfell Castle.
Yep. So it's 10 strength. And you're running 3 war plots, 2 marching orders, and Wardens of the North is a war plot. So it works really well with that.
You're really making me rethink my start deck.
Yeah, it's definitely worth considering. And even when there's not a war plot revealed, it's still an extra power claim every round.
Yeah.
And it's a humongous body to have on the table as well. So.
And it'd be really good when Tyrell's got the Bitterbridge encampment.
Yeah, sure, drop that for free. There's not many other 8 costers.
Is it a loyal card? I can't remember.
It is loyal, yeah.
Oh,
I'm talking about when you play against Tyrell, because they're going to become a thing with that card.
Yeah, if it wasn't loyal, I'd be building a Tyrell deck that would run it.
Yeah. And a Stark deck of all the ladies for, what's it,
because, isn't, what's it called? Jousting contest a war plot as well, so that would be great.
That's insane.
I'm pretty sure it is. It's double check that one.
I will double check. Wait till about your next game.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Jousting contest and contest is a war, so that made me 4-2. And round 7, which I had to win to make the cut, I was against Rowan Gavin. Always annoying playing a friend on the final table to see who makes it into the cut. We were put on the stream for this one as well, so it's another one of my games on the stream. I was on there 3 times that day. Been a bit disappointed with the lack of jank so far in second ed, but yeah, Council of Tyrion is released. So we were on the stream, to the toilet break, which meant to tell us about the timing. So what should have been our last round, but we weren't told that time had been called. So we were allowed to play an extra round. If it had been called as it should have been, then I think it would have just been a mod win for me. But as we weren't told it was the last round, we were given an extra one, and I managed to squeeze out the full win, basically just by focusing on purely power challenges throughout the whole game, throwing Caitlyn into every single power challenge.
So you couldn't guess, didn't you?
I didn't want any of them to be returned to hand, really, especially towards the end when it would have flipped over to a mod win for him. A mod win wouldn't have actually got him into the cut, so we were glad that at least one of us got a full win out of it. That put me in 14th, I believe.
Okay, so I was trying not to keep up. I think I told you guys I was trying not to keep up the scores. It wasn't until Facebook ruined it for me, as always. Facebook does. Anything related to Game of Thrones, Facebook ruins.
Yeah, all the spoilers.
And then I did look back after I knew how well you'd done to see that you'd only just squeaked into the cut.
The other finalists, Josh, 15th as well.
Okay, so obviously the top half of the cut didn't do their end of didn't do what they meant to do and win.
King hardly ever wins, right? That's the curse. King of Swiss loses. That's what usually happens.
That seems to be a record I've seen with the tournaments. Is whoever's King of Swiss tends to be one and done. Hi, you're playing the guy who just squeezed in. He's going to beat you. But well done on winning all your games.
That wasn't the case this time, I think, because Evan was King of Swiss and he made it to top 4. Yep. So the top 16 match was on the Saturday, starting at like 9 o'clock. So it was a long day, and really annoyingly, I ended up against one of my meta mates, Kevin Richardson. This always seems to happen. Every tournament we've travelled together to, we seem to get paired up. And it's particularly annoying this time because this is the first sort of big tournament that Kevin's ever made the cut in. He did really well all day, Martel Line, only lost one game up to this point. So it was quite annoying that we were paired off going into the cut.
Oh, so he would have been the 3rd or 4th seed?
Yeah, I think he was 3rd.
So yeah, he done really well.
Yeah, it was a really good showing for him. The match that we played was very similar to the previous one that I played with, where I was just using Winterfell or Caitlyn to try and control, make sure that I don't get my renowned guy's return to hand. I think he did tears Eddard on turn 1, which was a pain. But other than that, I think we were fairly even throughout most of the game. I was just focusing solely on how I played a couple of tears, killed Eddard, but I think I got him back towards the end of the close call, and then was able just to outrush him. It was a shame. It would have been nice to have been paired against someone else.
What? I mean, did he at least get a playmat for top 16 or?
So top 16 each got a playmat featuring Garland charging into the Battle of Blackwater Bay wearing that was the best Martell player. So we got a thing of I think it was Ario Hotar pole dancing on his spear axe thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So the thing for the art was, I think it was Patala had a lot of controversy over their art this year, where they had, they weren't really female pin-ups this year, but sort of female-based house cards. So the people from Banner Behind the Throne and Tagore decided it would be a great idea to have male pin-ups for our house cards.
Oh, so that's why all the guys were naked. I did wonder.
Yes. Yeah, so we had lots of male pin-up cards. My favourite one is the Stark one, which I decided I'd use for the rest of my games, which is Eddard holding his head just in front of him, his special area.
Okay, but yeah, that all makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah, I put it down on the table in one game, and the person next to me went, "That's quite off-putting," so I just flicked it over quickly. Not everyone was convinced with that.
It's a brave choice. That's safe to say.
I don't think I'm going to use any one other than the Stark one. I think the Stark one was brilliant, but the rest I wasn't that keen on.
Okay.
Oh, also the Onion.
Yeah, I mean that's a cool idea, but it's the same with the the female pin-up.
Yeah.
That ones kids are playing in general anyway. They're all going to go in the binder, male or female. They use one of the ones to cool House Sigil on it, rather than one with a half naked person.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. I mean, obviously it's nice that they're doing all this extra prize support, but at the same time, although obviously third-party tokens and house cards are allowed now.
Are they?
I think there's a section of them in the tournament rules.
Yeah, so, I think custom tokens and house cards have always been to the discretion of the TO.
Yeah, I think it's...
There's official rules in it now, I want to say, because like the tokens can't be so big that they obscure the text on the cards.
Right.
So, that'll serve you right for getting 9 power and Tywin. It's illegal now because you won't be able to see his card. Unless you use official ones, then it's legal, apparently.
You just stack in a big tower, 9 high.
Yeah. So is it just top 16 on the Saturday, or did you do top 8 as well?
Yeah, by the time that finished, it was about 10:30, 11 at night. So Darksphere we wanted to close up, and all of us were incredibly hungry and tired.
Lightweights.
We headed over to the pub where everyone else had gone when the cut started, and then stopped serving food, which was great. So all of us who made it into the cut had to wander out and look for somewhere else to eat.
So what's the problem with the cut in those sort of events? You you almost get a bit screwed. It's like everyone else has gone off to have fun now. We've got to go play some more games.
It's not as bad as it was a Flames War tournament I was at, where we're in a small village near Northampton, and it was a team event, and all our games went to time. And by the time we got to the restaurants, every restaurant was full, with like this 120 people who left the tournament before us. So we had to drive for about 5 miles outside of the village to find anywhere to eat. That was fun. Well, at least that wasn't at 10:30 at night.
No. In the middle of London, it's not like it's hard to find places, but it was still quite annoying. Because obviously everyone was at the pub, so it was just us who stayed for the cut. Had to go off on our own.
Yeah, you good players.
Had some nice pasta though. That was good.
No bitterness there, Joe, at all.
It was interesting sitting in the pub, just watching people come in and go, "Oh, they've lost."
So, what time did you get up in the morning for for the top 8?
The top 8 round didn't start until quite late. It was 11, 11:15, because Dark Sphere doesn't open until 11 on a Sunday. So it wasn't too early. It didn't exhaust the game anyway, so I was still absolutely shattered by the time I started playing my top 8 game.
And who did you have in the top 8?
So I can't remember his name. It was another French player. This was the last remaining French player. He had pretty ideal setup for him. By turn 1 had Robert and Red Keep, so his draw and his kneel and his power gain were all active. And then he passed them up, and I put down both Rob and Jon Snow, which meant he could kneel as much as he liked the entire game. It didn't really matter. In fact, he was able to go the Red Keep the entire game, and being used to stealth past Robert with million strength. Yeah, well, we both had everything we wanted. It's just in that matchup, Dark wins against Barra. He was hoping to play some towards the end. By that point, it didn't really matter. I think I had the Rob's host out at that point. Yeah, so
hi guys. Sorry, this sounds a bit weird. We had a few technical issues, and this is actually now 3 days later. Obviously, we had the problems with Ryan cutting out here and there, and I had the baby in the background, and then it turned out Bobby pulled out a cable. So the second half of the recording, there was no me. It was very entertaining hearing Ryan answer my questions. So first episode, lots of technical hitches. Hopefully that'll be the end of them from now on. Touch wood. So I believe, Ryan, that we have the quarter-final all sorted. So do you quickly want to chat about your semi-final and final?
Yeah, sure. So top 4 game was against Evan playing Stark Filthy, which I'm sure a lot of you have seen pictures on Facebook groups of the board state, which was absolutely disgusting. So humongous headache that game. We were basically had identical boards for the entire game. All the big Stark characters. Winterfell out on both sides. Key difference being I had Winterfell Castle, so I was always able to have slightly more strength than him. And by the end of it, quite a lot more strength than him. Like +2 of each character soon adds up quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the actual game itself was horribly dull to watch. So it wasn't a stream. You can go and find it if you like. I would not recommend it at all.
Yeah, having sat through it, I do not recommend it.
Yeah, you'll die a very slow, painful death watching that.
Do you want to spend 10 minutes waiting for a Santa just to stand?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what it boiled down to. Every time we got to challenges, whoever was first player sat there for about 5 minutes, did the maths, worked out if they could win a power challenge and win one on defense, realised there was no way in hell, and passed to the next player. At which point, they then tried to do a cheeky challenge, which was defended, or they passed entirely, and the only thing that really happened each round was dominance. That's the game. The game sped up a little bit when I managed to get my core Sansa out. So I was just doing a cheeky intrigue challenge each turn, making sure she was knelt and passing, so that I was winning dominance and Sansa. So 2 power turns, slowly getting there. There was a brief moment of panic where Evan used Ward on my Sansa, and then Tagore came running out of the commentary booth and pointed out that hidden away in the corner in this humongous board, Evan had his own Sansa out, but the new version. Yeah, can't steal a character you already got in play, I'm afraid, especially with a different version. Yeah. But the boards were so big and it was such a mess that we both completely forgot they had Sansa out, because she wasn't doing anything, just in the corner somewhere.
I'll say, anyone who is watching this on YouTube, there is currently a picture of the board state, which I took off Facebook. And I haven't watched the game yet. I might actually do it. I run out of stuff to watch on YouTube, so I might get.
I wouldn't recommend it, Ben. Don't do it.
Well, I wanted to make it a drinking game. Every time someone picks up a character, then puts it back down again, realising they can't do a challenge, drink.
I think it should be every time Ryan counts the amount of strength.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I still counted every single challenge round just to be sure. It was just a massive headache.
Okay. Well, I still think that I might watch it come up with drinking game rules then, and then that could be the anyone next year's Blackwater, anyone who gets knocked out and doesn't make the cut. That could be what they do.
You torture them with my semi-final match.
Yes, with a drinking game, of course, but yeah.
Oh dear. Well, eventually, Sansa pretty much won it for me, which is nice. Of course, Sansa's doing her work there. By the end of it, me and Evan were both just so happy it was over. We didn't really care who'd won. It was just like, thank God for that. It was about an hour and a half, I believe, because there was no time limit on the top 4 games.
Oh dear.
So...
this does bring home the issue I had when I first saw the new Sansa. Is I still really liked the old Sansa, and I still think she's definitely still got a place in the game. They've done a nice design by making them both viable.
Yeah, I think that's the case of all the Stark characters so far that have 2 versions, right? They're all very good. So they're the same. Eddard's good, and the new Rob in the next pack is also quite good.
Yeah, I think the new Sansa has kind of had a bit more play. One, due to the sort of Miri Maz and Tyene, and the fact that she can do a lot of work in blocking them.
Yeah. And
also Scepter being a pretty decent card, giving her another 2 strength and renown.
Yeah,
you get
I think
both
it's
out.
first snow effect as well.
When you have a strength 7 Sansa with renowned, that is pretty bonkers.
Yeah.
But
2 gold.
Yeah, but and obviously. She's loyal, and I'd be messing around, as I think I told you guys, with a Tyrell Stark deck with old Sansa in, and that's done all right on my Octagon tryouts.
Yeah, old Sansa is great. Every time I do see someone playing her, I always do miss it a bit.
It's just a guaranteed power every turn.
Exactly, yeah. It's just the easy power, isn't it? Just plop it down on the table and you guarantee an extra power return.
Yeah. So cool. So the final, which I have now actually heard a little bit about, because what's his name? Wayne's gone dead on his name. Josh Chambers was also on Banter this week.
Yep.
Chatting about it. He sounds a bit of a character.
Yeah, Josh is a lovely guy. Normally has a fondness for sort of janky decks, and I'm sure when you're listening to Banter, you would have heard that he actually forgot his deck that he was planning on playing a day at Blackwater. So just took someone else's a boring Lanny Kraken deck that he himself was pretty annoyed at that he won with because it wasn't Tyrell.
Yeah, it was. He built it for someone else, didn't he, for a tournament or something like that? And it just happened to be in his box.
Yeah, I believe it was for Wex. Just happened to have it on him.
Yeah, it brought about this horrible scenario that the top 2 decks in Blackwater, no one actually wanted to play to the night before. Everything was picked within 24 hours.
Yeah,
all these other people sitting there slaving over their decks, and you two come along.
Felt a little bit bad, but also quite smug, right? So all these people have been practicing for months, and then there's the 2 of us who picked the deck like 24 hours beforehand. If that.
Or just turn up on the day and go, yeah, I'll play this one and see anyone I got on me. Yeah.
Yeah.
The fact he said he lost the first game because he didn't even know what his cards did. Oh dear. So this one, how did the final go?
So after the horror that was the previous game, my brain was a bit dead. So I may have made slightly more mistakes than usual for me in this last game, but it still was a fairly close match. I think it ended on plot 7 in the end. So Josh definitely had the better start. End of turn 1 marshalling, having both Tyrion and Asher out, as well as a Brothel Madam and some Iron Mines, I believe, as well as some economy. It was a pretty nice start for him. Me, on the other hand, drew some nice characters at the beginning. Next 3 or 4 turns worth of draw, though, was pretty much just duplicates. It was a pain. I kept flopping these big gold plots, hoping to draw some new characters. And just getting the 3rd copy of Rob or the 3rd copy of John. A little bit annoying, but it's the variance of the deck. When you're running every big character in triplicate, it's going to happen sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So turn 1, he also played 2 fishing nets, one of which was on Caitlin, and I believe she was my only intrigue icon for the entire game. So by the end of it, 7 of his winning power was from unopposed intrigue challenges each round. Which was a bit painful. If I just had one more character out just to block them, the game would have been on a little bit longer.
It is the problem with their start builds, which only have about 4 intrigue icons.
Yeah.
So.
Well, normally you can outrush them, right? But
yeah.
Yeah.
But when his board is bigger than mine, I think he had a tie win at one point that was like 38 strength.
God.
Quite hard to push through, even when you do have Winterfell Castle.
Yeah, I can see that.
So yeah, he was able to slow me down. He played well, made me go first, usually. Generally went for the power challenge and didn't care about the others, as you do with that deck. He was able to defend as much as he could, occasionally winning on the defense as well, like the turn where I did calling. Where I did trading, he did calling, and his tie win was like 38 strength. And was able just to sneak through the unopposed challenges on the way back with the intrigue, gain some renown, and slowly accumulate it. Going into the last round, if I'd gone first, I possibly could have won. I had enough renown on the board at that point just to go all in on a power challenge. And he didn't have much gold that turn, so I probably could have pushed it through. Assuming there was no tricks, but I did have Caitlin, so probably no tricks. But he went first, and was just able to get a power challenge through and just steal the game there. The thing that won it from really was those fishing nets, to be honest. If I'd found a Rattleshirt's Raiders, managed to get rid of one, that would have been nice.
Yeah, fishing nets is a card I've been thinking about Greyjoy again, because it is my first kind of house. And yeah, fishing nets are a card I keep trying to come up with ways of making it good. Obviously, I know you take the Raiders from Pike, but I was watching Rob St. John's YouTube channel, and he did Greyjoy Dragon.
Yep.
Themed around fishing nets which ambush in, all going second, so you can use the fishing nets, and there's no way of getting them off them that turn. And that actually, well. I think it needs a bit of refining. He didn't know what half the Greyjoy cards did, which never helps. But yeah, I think that could actually be quite a good deck.
Yeah, I think it is pretty good. It's just obviously 90% of Greyjoy decks right now are focused on going first and raiding Longship.
Yeah.
But if you're not playing the initiative game at all, then just swap out your free raiding Longships for free fishing nets.
Yeah.
Like I've got a Martell Kraken deck, which is trying to abuse Sunspear and the fishing nets, which seems to be doing alright. Make sure you're second, raise your claim. They can't defend it.
Yeah,
nice.
It's a shame Greyjoy have seemed to become a bit of a banner faction or need a banner, but at the same time, I think that's a bit of an untapped resource, isn't it? It's not, people aren't thinking about it enough. I know, because also the other problems Greyjoy players go, fishing nets, I can't Seastone chair them. Well, you just do something else then instead.
Yeah, if you're playing Banner Kraken, that's not an issue, right?
Exactly.
So that's a good card, and it proved its worth for Josh in the final.
Yeah.
Did some solid work there.
So I guess the other thing to chat about is obviously he got to play in the first edition, which I know you were very excited about playing. Did you?
I was so happy that there's a first edition side event, and then after playing Thrones until about 10 PM on Saturday, and then having that ridiculous semi-final match, I was absolutely shattered and couldn't bear to look at any more cards. Really annoying, because that was the bit I was most looking forward to out of Blackwater, to be honest. Get out my Shadow Knights deck and play with all the Baratheon shadow tricks they used to have.
We did tell you to play the Tyrell deck.
I had both of them in bag on the morning. It was basically a coin flip over which one to play. Maybe I'll play it next weekend. Who knows?
No, it might give me and Joe a chance.
Yeah.
Nah, cool. Well, see, I think we did say this before, but in case we didn't, well, obviously congratulations on second.
Thank you.
It's a tough field, so it's no mean achievement.
I was very happy with it. 87 people, a lot of good players from around Europe, and when you're playing something you hadn't played before, I was happy to break even in terms of wins and losses, but to make this final, yeah, pretty good.
I would say though, I feel me and Joe also need to say damn you, because I keep seeing these Stark decks on Octagon which have 2 sets of marching orders, trading, and all the characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have noticed that myself actually. Just the last 2 days being on Octagon, there's been a bit of an upsurge in King Rob's toast. I don't think I've ever encountered it on Octagon before, but
Yeah.
have a few times in the last couple of days.
It's an interesting build, but I do like it. I almost want to play it myself next week, but it is horrible just seeing this, like, one person or 2 people do well with it, seeing as you were inspired by the guy on Octagon, and everyone just sort of jumping on it. That, or they were all hidden away, and then they've all decided it's safe to come out.
Well, you do get, that's the thing with deck lists, and you get this in, obviously I experienced this a lot in Netrunner in the last year, is as soon as you get the new deck, it's all you play against on the line for about a week or so, where everyone just tries it out.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I think, is it Gen Con next weekend or 2 weeks' time?
Gen Con, I think, isn't Gen Con the same weekend as Nationals for UK?
Okay, so 3 or 4 weeks. Yeah, man. Okay. So I know a few American friends I've been speaking to have been testing it for Gen Con. So
Well, yeah, it's probably the last tournament before the meta massively changes, isn't it? The last big one, because then we'll have the second pack.
Yeah, the first pack is legal for Gen Con, but it's the second pack with the new agendas that's going to shake it up a bit.
Yeah, I don't think although I'm going to enjoy playing it, I don't think Martel with all the ambushing sand snakes is going to mess it up too much.
No, I don't. Well, we'll save it for our pack review in the next episode, but I don't think he's more than the one of really.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's nice, but once there's enough sand snakes to run an entire sand snake deck, you can obviously build around him. But for now, there's not that many.
So the deck I came up with this morning of the Tyrell Banner to the Sun with Mance Raider and him, and all the
ambush.
Marshalling. I'm not marshalling anything. You've got 12 gold. I know.
Then the nightmares harm on Ulla, and you're sad.
Yeah, probably. They've got to hit Mance Raider as well. No, cool. So obviously we're going to quickly hit on tournament rules updates, because obviously, and we have alluded to this in the write-up. After action report. Obviously, there's no draws anymore.
Yep, they've taken away draws and mod losses.
Good.
So,
Thank God for no more IDs.
Oh yeah, well yeah.
Yep.
Intentional draws, I'm 100% happy with that they've gone. And I talked about before the fact that there was I think the Netrunner Nationals in America, the last 2 rounds, like 4 people just intentionally drew all their games. And that's 2 rounds. That's 2 rounds. Not just the last one. That's 2 rounds because they knew they made the cut if they did that, which is just ridiculous.
Yeah, the worst one I've seen in Thrones was one of the American regionals where all of the top 8 intentionally drew. Then it just screwed everything up because then not everyone made the cut anymore. Then I think after that, then that was a load of drama about people having incorrect lists. It was probably the most Facebook drama I've seen on one regional.
Is that the one where people running 11 out of 12 banner
Yeah,
cards?
like about 10 people were doing that. Bunch of who had also ID'd beforehand.
Oh dear.
So I don't think the organisers were very sympathetic with them.
I still don't quite understand how you can do that, because you just put it on Thrones. I always put every deck on Thrones DB just to double check everything, and it tells you immediately this deck is illegal or it's legal.
Yeah.
I can understand accidentally sleeving the wrong card or something, or one too few, possibly, but yeah.
Maybe they were counting the banner as a card for that house.
Yeah. It's a pretty big mistake to make. I think it's very hard to sort of justify doing it.
I know I'm paranoid, but I always double check my deck like the night before, probably the day of.
I definitely do with regionals. I wasn't always the best with store champs, hence how I went to one store champs with a list which was not what I had been playing. I learned the next day.
Yeah. Yeah, but as I say, games like kits, definitely I don't care as much. Sword champs, yeah, possibly a little bit more, but at the same time, it's not like you're going all the way to a regional, which is probably at least 2 hours or so travel, a lot of time and expense, to then get disqualified because you've got one CFU card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the new draw system. Was it 5 different ways to win on the draw now?
5 or 6.
Like that.
Anyone got it in front of them, or do I?
Yeah, I've got it. So
awesome.
Yeah, so there's 5 rules. So if you go to time and the last round's over, it goes through 5 steps to check who wins. So first one's the standard, who has the most power.
Yeah. So
that's no change there really. So next one, which is the sort of controversial one, is that if it hasn't been decided by power, it's the person with the most cards in his draw deck. So it penalises decks that draw a lot more cards. There's sort of upsides and downsides.
And helps pillage a little bit.
Yeah.
That's how I think my Greyjoy deck now has 3 times loot because of that rule.
Really?
Well, if your Greyjoy deck's going to time, you should stop playing Greyjoy.
That is actually.
I don't like the rule that much because it does penalise you for playing stuff like counting coppers. I know Lenny players who play double counting coppers, but I guess the full process is that if you haven't won with all of the cards you've drawn, then you should.
Yeah, your opponent is outplaying you with the fewer cards they have, I guess.
Yeah,
I think for me, I'd rather have it a bit lower down, like
on the pecking order. Yeah,
maybe like the 4th tiebreaker is how many cards you have left, because I'm not sure because the next one because one of them is obviously how many cards you have in play.
So the next one is the player who won dominance.
Oh, okay.
Which I feel that maybe should be the second rule before the draw deck.
Yeah, I could probably go with that.
But yeah, so
I feel like though, if you're going into the last round and you're both on equal power, and you know it's the last round,
yeah,
you're both just going to sit there and try and win dominance.
And if one of you's clearly going to win dominance, then the other one's got to work a lot harder.
Yeah, I have to go all out on trying to win that power round, I guess.
Yeah, because take the deck I'm using at the moment. I go, okay, I've got 8 gold this turn. I'm going to sit there and have Tywin at strength ridiculous. Go on then, do what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. That does seem a bit daft.
It reminds me a bit of sort of the conquest tiebreakers of like who won the last planet, but it's not really the same because that's still a huge battle to get to that point.
Yeah, I'd say that conquest that's a little different rather than just dominance because effectively in I guess Game of Thrones terms, that's basically did any of you get 5 power last turn?
Yeah.
Whereas just dominance. Yeah, and also it helps decks like Barra with Iron if they're taking the Iron Thrones dominance package.
Yeah. Okay, and then the 4th tiebreaker is the player with the fewest characters in his or her dead pile. I think that one makes perfect sense, really.
I think that one could actually be higher up, but then that does, I guess, help targeted kill decks.
Yeah, and they don't really need the help, do they, at the moment?
No.
Yeah. And then the final one is who the first player gets to choose who wins. So basically, they should just say the first player wins.
Funny story. That used to happen in first edition. It happened at some big tournaments. At the last nationals for first edition, the melee final was decided like that. I won initiative on the last round, and everyone got to 15 power at the same time.
God's sake.
Well, 2 people got to 15 power at the same time out of the 4 of us, but I won the initiative. So whoever I picked to be first player, or myself, potentially if I pick myself to be first player, decided the winner. This is an awful situation to be in. So that was Whammer and Vince who made 15 power at the same time. Right. This was power gained through the plot on that turn, obviously. So we all flipped the plots and they would get to 15 power at the same time, but I had the highest initiative, so I picked who's first.
Oh, you picked which plot went off first?
Well, even pick the first player, right? Because then they can then choose the order of the plots.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's all on whoever wins initiative at that point. So in the end, just made Whammer and Vince do rock paper scissors for it.
You should try to make some money off them. How much do you really want this?
So the last national melee champions decided on rock paper scissors, which is quite funny.
And they're probably actually be reigning champions. There's no melee championship this year, is there? In the
No,
Nationals.
FFG have been a bit bad to melee so far with second ed.
I didn't realise that there were melee championships at sort of national level. I thought it was a Gen Con event, if anything.
There usually is. Well, what has been in the past for first edition?
Because they had the American Nationals had a melee tournament which got playmats, but there was no trophy for the winner.
It's a bit strange.
A little bit, especially they spent a lot of effort doing lots of articles about melee.
Yeah, I know. I think the French players at the moment, they're very unhappy because they're not doing it in the France Nationals, and there's been a lot of stuff about it.
Yeah, I saw a post on CogMDB by Catagina,
Yeah,
who's one of the big French players out there, one of the champions of melee, just very upset with FFG refusing to give them a national kit, basically. I think he contacted them asking if they'd send him a kit because they're expecting over 100 players for their melee tournament.
yeah.
And the Origins tournament had 50, 60 maybe?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like twice the size, and they were like, nope, the kit was just for America.
Wow.
Which is really quite sad.
yeah, that is a bit sad. Yeah, it does kind of put. I know it's been talked about in another podcast, but it does kind of definitely say that Joust is the tournament, is their tournament one, and melee something they've added in for fun.
Yeah, they do seem to try to stray away from it.
That does explain probably why the melee prize support was a little limited, or just
copies of old prize support.
Yeah, but anyway, anything else want to hit up on the tournament rules?
What else is there? The only other thing that seemed of note was about lost or damaged cards, and that proxies are a viable thing as long as if you lose a card and the organizer gives you one.
Yeah, a proxy the organizer considers a fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I think we chatted about this last time. Basically, I've never really known anyone to get a card damaged.
Yeah. I don't think it's ever going to come in much.
People damage their sleeves all the time and just replace them, but
Yeah.
what are you going to do to destroy a card so it's unusable? You're just going to get so angry you rip it up when you lose a game?
We could start, a kind of thing about ripping up other people's Tywins. Then that might get you kicked out of the tournament, I guess.
Yeah, that's probably not a good idea.
They've updated some of the legal products. Well, not too much. The only thing is that they put a rule in about tokens obscuring card information. Yeah, FFG print the huge tokens that are
Yeah, the acrylic tokens are ridiculously big.
Yeah.
that you can't fit on your house card.
Yeah, you can fit 9, I think, on your house card for
Yep.
lots to stack.
But they're legal, so it's fine. Yeah, I guess it's nice that they've kind of put an official stamp on it, but I can't imagine bar kind of like Worlds and maybe the Nationals that it'd ever a rule that's really going to be enforced too much.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I actually thought about it the other day. If it was a rule for Nationals, you had to have official FFG power tokens. I'd actually be struggling. So I think I've thrown all mine away now. So,
I think it's always been at the TO's sort of discretion. And most people don't really mind plot cards. I think it's only like draw deck cards that are
definitely.
a problem.
Although it does get a little bit annoying watching some streams where you see these plots and you've no idea what they are.
Yeah.
But
I don't think I'd risk it with the plot still. I always have fancy house cards, and I always
Just
bring my
house cards.
normal house
Maybe
card.
maybe an agenda as well, but nothing that's
Yeah.
actually in play.
Yeah.
the house, because realistically, the house card is just somewhere to keep your your power tokens neat,
Yeah.
tidily. It doesn't really do anything else.
I've got my promos from Tourney for the Hand, and I love the art on both of them because it's a hedge knight and a jousting contest. Problem is, I never play either card at the moment, so it hasn't come into play.
That does remind me, actually, I should be getting my the house cards I ordered from Michael Stapleton tomorrow.
What ones?
The Martell Night's Watch ones, done in the same style as the previous tournament. Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, I ordered 9 of each because that was the smallest order I could do.
Yeah, I got all of the original ones of them. They were given to us, so getting the other 2 would be great.
Yeah, no, I think I already talked to Gabby about giving you at least 2 each. Cool. So, and Ryan, I think I was chatting to you about giving you 1 of each.
Yeah, cool.
And I have just also bought the from Carl Harrison. He just sold me a set of the original for the other 6 houses.
Yeah. The only reason
is it Zaragoza, those ones, or where are they from?
No, they're the actual FFG ones.
Oh, they're FFG ones. Okay.
Yeah, the ones with the red viper from the current playmat art.
Right.
That's it. And the slightly weird looking Theon.
Yeah, I find them. I really like them. They were my sort of go-to house cards because I got given a load of them when I played first ed because. Gamers Nexus in Essex did events constantly, and they had just a load of leftover prize support, and there was only ever 4 of us who came. So one day we were all just playing it, and he just got as many promos as he could find, and just gave us a set of each.
No,
so
nice.
I just got all of these house cards, but I put them just in a box away because I didn't like them when I first saw them. then I kind of was. I remembered that I had them when second ed started. Went back to Essex for the weekend, grabbed them, and I thought, oh, these are actually great now. So started using them a lot. It's because they got 2 sides. They have the house sigil with the tagline and the art with the house name. And I don't like the art with the house name ones because I don't like some of the first ed art.
Yeah.
But I really liked the sigil part.
After the spoilers at the weekend, I love all first ed art now.
Oh yeah, spoilers. We'll talk about them in 2 weeks.
I know, but I still can't believe how bad that art is.
Save it for the review.
We should bring in an art review.
No, that's kind of Banter's thing, isn't it? What order are we going to do these cards in? By name of the artist. I always love that. Okay, I guess quickly, guys. Obviously, next episode we're going to do the pack review, but we've also got Reading between now and then. So I know I'm taking. What are you 2 taking? Because
I wish I knew.
Going by our messenger feed, that's most of what you guys talk about at the moment.
Yeah, I have no idea. I will probably not decide till the day before, or I have my next Octagon tournament game this week, and that might influence it a bit.
Oh yeah, we find out the new pools on Monday, don't we?
Yep, I'm looking forward to that because I'm actually one of the highest seeds. So hopefully I get in a decent group.
Yeah. So can I dare any of you to do Tyrell Crossing with all the wildlings?
I might play Tyrell. I'm not sure about Tyrell Crossing.
With all the wildlings? Come on, man's in the ambush. It makes sense. They're so they're really close to each other as well.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's the last regional, isn't it, in the UK? Still got my Store Champ buy to use, but
I used mine so early, and then it meant nothing.
Yeah,
this is my last chance to get my top 8 mat.
I feel I should have held on to mine a bit longer. I think I was quite ready, but yeah, that's the goal to try and get the top 8. But I have a horrible feeling it's all going to go horribly wrong on the day.
That or just look longingly at Ryan as he gets his 3rd mat.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Who you going to get this one signed by, Ryan?
Oh, I don't know. Who's going to be there? Like Tagore. Tagore can sign it for not being my only defeat in the regional.
What if he disqualifies you? What if that's his way to go this time?
Is that how he's going to get back at me
It's
this
a
time?
DQ.
Because he's not playing. He's just going to DQ me.
But you can see, Ryan, if you do win it, Tagore's just going to say to you, yeah, but if I'd been playing Bud, you wouldn't have won it.
These new rules, they're in effect immediately, aren't they? So there will be no
the tournament
draws.
rules, yeah.
I think they're for this one. I know I didn't check the date, but I think Netrunner it was tomorrow. I think is the first day they're legal, the 18th. And yeah, the 18th is when they actually go legal, so they will affect us now. No more intentional draws. Damn it.
Fair enough.
There goes our plan, to Joe to go 4-0, play each other in the final game, and go, we're just going to intentionally draw. Is that right?
Yeah. As Tagore looks down on us.
Yeah.
He did an intentional draw himself with Wedge. He can't look down on you too much.
He will try.
Didn't from my head, didn't like the entire of the first edition at Blackwater do an intentional draw in the first round?
Oh no! The entirety of the second edition joust, all 87 people did a
intentional draw.
Intentional draw, yeah.
Even the 87 person with his bye. he didn't want the win.
He wanted to draw against the bye.
Oh, he should have held on. Yeah, no, I'm not drawing on. I'm going to be leading it after the first round.
Yeah.
God, that would have. If they actually ran that through the whole scoring system, that would have been terrible.
Oh, God, that would be awful.
The bye is now 3 points ahead.
Cool. Well, okay, guys. Episode number 1 done and dusted, I guess. Unless anything's got any other news to add.
I think that's it.
Good. Yeah.
We're all good. So, I guess quickly, we didn't get a chance to do this last time, and I have had a chance to think about it since then. Not that means anything to the listeners, because they didn't experience it live. Podcasts are weird at times. Obviously, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can subscribe to this podcast, which will send some details up, because I have no idea how Sound Circus works yet. Or whatever. SoundCloud, thank you.
Sound Circus.
Sound Circus sounds great. We should go on that one.
I'm going to trademark that right now.
We'll link up a RSS feed or whatever, so you can do it yourself. Otherwise, you can watch it on the YouTube channel Night of the Blackwater. And yeah, guys, thanks for listening. It's been emotional.